This is a complicated one. It's going to have a lot of complicated feelings and require some explanation. And that is the Chris Conte Award. And that, sadly, is going to go to DJ Moore. Now, that's a complicated one, too, because do you want to explain that last play of the game with DJ Moore, and then we'll get into this award?
So second and 8 at the 50. Play design is basically to DJ Moore heading to the sideline and from the middle of the field or from the left side, and there is just so much space for this ball to go. Caleb sees all the space, sees DJ Moore, puts it up there, and maybe the throw is off by a tiny bit, but it sure looks like from pretty much every angle that DJ Moore is moving at just over half speed. He is jogging through his route. He kind of gets lazy on his break, and it seems like never even sees that the ball's in the air ever, and he's kind of sort of had a little bit of a history this season of not really running his routes crisply or with purpose when he doesn't think the ball's coming his way. And lo and behold, the area of the field he's running to is wide open, and Caleb did throw it to him, and the safety sees that he threw it to him and goes and catches the ball, and DJ is like absolutely in a position where he could have gone and caught the ball and just kind of lazily runs the route right behind the safety.
Yep.
He was in front of the safety, but then just trails behind him and lets the safety dive and catch it.
Yep.
And yeah, like upon the break and the throw and the everything, I would have expected DJ Moore to like honestly just catch it and get to the sideline. And if he makes that catch, we are well within field goal range. Like at that point, if we don't get another yard, we are looking at like a 42-yarder, which in today's NFL, even in that day with Cairo Santos, is like a 90 to 95% make probability or something. So seemingly lazily runs the route, doesn't get to a spot, and just gets beat to a ball by a safety, which is a similar story we talked about when Caleb threw a pick to DJ a couple weeks ago that you brought up, where he throws a ball up to the end zone. DJ Moore is like running stride for stride with the safety and just gets completely beat by the safety to a ball. And it's like, I get that that's a guy going for it too, but like one of your jobs is to go catch the football. It's happened more than I would like for a guy who is like $100 million contract receiver.
So, yeah, that's the thing. And, if you want to compare and contrast, look up the Rams game last week where Puka Nacua made a diving interception save where, Stafford overthrew it. Puka totally laid out. And, by the way, that was another one-score game, and that probably made the difference because they almost got lost to the Panthers. Anyway, so, yes, Puka playing like a true number one receiver isn't, to your point, not just going for the ball for the reception, also playing defensive against potential interceptions. So, yes. And yeah, so I guess backstory of this award, when you say Chris Conte, basically everyone listening has a play in their mind.
Blitz. Rodgers gets out. Floats it. Cobb! Touchdown! Randall Cobb!
Yeah, call blitz. Rodgers evades pressure and throws it to Randall Cobb, who is wide open, and gets the easy touchdown, and the game's over. It is one of the most scarring plays in Bears history, and I think it's unironically part of a lot of the ire of Bears fans' psyche to this day, which is part of what made the last week so cathartic. Anyway, what is less known, so almost everyone knows that. What is less known is that afterwards it was found out that, actually Mark Trestman had put in as the defensive call, if the Packers in this situation go into a spread formation, Lance Briggs, I want you to audible into a zero blitz, basically. Man up, and we're blitzing. So that happens. Lance hurriedly makes the audible, doesn't communicate it properly. Chris Conte misses it and is in zone. And so in some ways, it's not really his fault. you just see the most open anyone has ever been in the most critical moment of the game, and Chris Conte flailing around 10 yards behind him, and it's like, oh my God, what are you? This is the biggest moment of your life. What are you doing? And it's complicated because like then you find out, well, there is some nuance here, and maybe it wasn't really his fault. Maybe Briggs could have communicated better. But also, the reason that people immediately have that iron jump on him is because there is so much ill will that's been built up from him making mistake after mistake after mistake his whole career. And so if that had been his first mistake, maybe fans would have been willing to just like, let's hear more context. Let's hear how this came to be. But it's like, no, we know Chris Conte. We know he sucks. Like, we know enough. Like, we know. And so that's where we're with DJ Moore, because there's some rumors now, very believable ones, frankly, that he was concussed. And some of the evidence seems obvious that he took a huge hit to the head, that he went to the injury tent for an entire series, and then he came back and took another huge hit, and it was really slow to give up. And so maybe what we saw was DJ Moore just concussed out of his mind, trying to get it out for the team. And when he's running, he is confused, but he might not even know where he is. He might honestly think he's taking a jog. So there's a scenario where it's totally plausible as far as why he is confused in that play. And maybe in that scenario, even we look bad for skirting concussion protocol and playing someone who probably shouldn't be. However, as you mentioned, there's such a huge body of evidence for why we know that DJ has screwed up time and time again, and why he has dogged on certain plays. I mean, God, last season when there's a mid-scramble drill and he walked to the sidelines, or like we caught him on mic going up to Tyson Bagent and saying like, I need you in here, bro. And like, you mentioned, of course, him getting beaten by a safety in the Packers game where it seemed like he wasn't really trying that hard, or I don't know, even like week 1 where he converted that out route to a post route after Caleb started his throwing motion. You're like, what are you doing? So there's all that huge body of work pointing to this guy. Just call it whatever you want. He screws up constantly, and it's not enough to bench him, but it is enough to cause problems at terrible times. And so maybe that's what we saw, is just a guy who causes a lot of problems, causing problems. And if so, he's never been on a winning team since high school. This was his biggest game of his career. And if that is what happened, he's never playing for another playoff team again. Like, this is DJ Moore. This was your biggest moment of your life, and you fucked it up. I don't know what to say. Like, it's unforgivable if that is true.
Yeah, it is hard because we just don't know, and we're not on the sideline. But I will tell you, like, I do agree that unfortunately for him, he just in this season has a pretty large body of work. Like you had commented on some of them. One of them, I still remember, like his post route to the end zone that hit him in the face or the helmet. Oh my gosh, yeah. But he like wasn't even looking.
Right.
And then I think people were like, well, he wasn't even open. It's like, well, it hit him in the helmet, so
it seems like he's pretty open.
He's a wide receiver, so even if he wasn't open, if he was looking, all you gotta do is put your hands up and you have a touchdown.
Right.
And so, maybe do that if you're a borderline number 1 wide receiver on a team.
Right.
And it's stories like that. But then, I mean, he made like the incredible like one-handed catch.
Early
to your point,
game.
He like seemingly put his body on the line, came back in the game after going to the tent, made an impressive like fight for first down on the very first play he was in. But it's like, if you're gonna do like, I don't understand the inconsistencies. I don't understand like you get such greatness occasionally, but then such letdowns. And I don't know, like I would think that if those letdowns weren't injury related, as great as he can be, they wouldn't keep him.
Agreed. It's just, and so that's why, the Chris Conte Award, it's like history will probably have it written down as one thing, but the reality is it's more gray. And fortunately, it's a little bit of your own history working against you.